My biggest regret when moving to teach in Dubai, was it the amount of money that I earned? No. Was it not bringing enough snacks? No. Was it not bringing enough pictures of my family? It was a regret. I didn't bring enough, but it wasn't my biggest regret. My biggest regret when considering moving to teach in Dubai was not realizing that it was going to be a permanent one. Now, I know some of you out here are probably thinking, well, you're probably not going to live in Dubai forever. And that's very true. In fact, I'm considering moving back in the near future, but this is a problem that I have faced since I initially moved out to Dubai. See, most teachers who move out to Dubai say that they're going to work out here for 2 years and then move home. It's kind of an ongoing joke when considering moving out here to teach in Dubai, because there's so many teachers that have said that, and then they're here 3, 4, 5, and then some people are out here for 20, 25 plus years. But this is the thing about being an international teacher, specifically in Dubai, is that some people will stay fixed in that idea of temporary and not really enjoy the permanent. I've been doing a lot of reading recently, and some of the reading that I've been doing is by a brilliant author called Oliver Burkeman. And in his book, he speaks about almost like anti-productivity in terms of everyone's trying to get busy, doing as much as possible, but what happens when you're as busy as possible is that you end up just doing more and more and more stuff, and you're never able to appreciate the time that you have. And that's definitely true for most teachers out here in Dubai. Some of the things that he also speaks about is this idea of permanence. Now that's quite a challenging big word, so I'll probably put a definition along the bottom because I didn't understand that word when I first looked at it. Permanence is the idea of settling, and I think when people move out here to Dubai with the mentality that I had and continue to have, is that they struggle to settle. And that's particularly true for me. There was a quote inside the book that I wanted to read to you. It was this: life is insecure and ever-changing. By learning to admit and perhaps even to enjoy the changing nature of human life, we can stop fighting against it, struggling to find security, permanence, fixity, I don't understand that word either, and stability. So it's the idea of, instead of looking for the next step, the challenge, the next idea, settling down and thinking a little bit more about fixing and being a bit more permanent in your environment. So what do I mean by that? I can give you lots and lots of different examples of how my lack of ability to be settled has limited my enjoyment of life here in Dubai. So one of the ways is going back to the pictures that I spoke about before. When I moved into my first apartment, I knew that that was going to be a temporary space. And although I was moving in there for a year, I thought that I was going to move out. And as a result, didn't really settle there. I didn't put things up on the walls. I got lots of secondhand furniture, and you can argue that that's okay, but at the same time, it was the mentality that I was going for was that, oh, this is just going to be a temporary bed set. This is going to be a temporary sofa. That lack of ability to set up home reduced my ability to settle. That mindset spreads into other areas. For example, cars. For the last 4 years, I have been on a long-term rental with a car company out here in Dubai. Now, you can look at that as a positive in terms of, yeah, you can get rid of the car when it comes to summer and you can give it back to the company. But at the same time, one of the challenges there is that you don't have that thing that is yours. There's not that ability to settle, to know that you have that same car and to be able to make those moderations and all those sorts of different things. So there's that idea of permanence. And I think this is something that I struggle with, not just as a teacher in Dubai. I think this is more of a philosophical issue that I struggle with myself, but it's definitely something when I look back that I don't necessarily regret, but I'm aware of as a potential challenge for the future. So going forward, knowing that I'm going to be a little bit more permanent in my environment really helps. And if you are considering a move to Dubai, when you're thinking about it, think about buying those things that are going to last you for a longer amount of time, because 2 years, believe it or not, is a long time. Now, yes, you can speak about the importance of also being cost effective, and I've written about that in depth in this guide that is available here. This is the guide to support you with moving to Dubai or the UAE, and in here you'll find a specific section about buying furniture for cheap, and that's important too. But at the same time, there's other things available in this guide that will really help you to feel more settled when you're considering moving out here to teach. Go and check that out on my website, teachtraveltriumph.com. It's been used by hundreds of teachers now to support their journey out here. There is other guides available on the website, and there's plenty of other information for free that you can check out too. Permanence. Try and think about being a little bit more permanent and settle down. That's my advice for myself in the future. Future Thomas, if you're watching this, I hope you've learned to settle. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like it. If you haven't quite had a chance to subscribe yet, it's okay, you can do that now. And hopefully you can go and check out other videos about teaching in Dubai in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, I'm out.